All right, weekend's up. 3 movies down. Game Awards were great, but hey, you're not here for my talk in the Game Awards. You're here for my movie reviews. So, with that being said, let's get into it. Real quick, if you like my content, give me a follow on TikTok, give me a subscribe on YouTube. Makoto Shinkai, dude, Suzume has to be one of the best anime films I've seen ever. If you haven't heard of this movie, it follows Suzume, a high schooler who, upon learning about these gates that need to be locked to hold a giant evil worm type thing, has to help this man and try and stop it while he has been turned into a chair. Again, Makoto Shinkai made a story that is so rich in storytelling, world building, and character development. And given that Your Name was also fucking incredible and heartbreaking towards the end, I'm not surprised Suzume was just like that. Honestly, Your Name is the more famous of the two, but if I'm being honest, Suzume was better. Like, seriously, the voice acting was phenomenal. The animation is undoubtedly some of the best I've seen for an anime film. And the story and the characters are so well handled that the final act is one of the best third acts I've ever seen for a movie. Honestly, not too much to say. This is a 10 out of 10. If you haven't seen this, I highly recommend it. It's on Netflix. Okay, given that I'm 26, you'll either be very surprised or not at all to learn I'm a massive Looney Tunes fan. Okay, I love the absolute humor that this franchise provides. And The Day the Earth Blew Up isn't anything different other than some emotional moment. Honestly, you don't go into a Looney Tunes project for deep storytelling and emotional depth. You go into it for the tune logic, the sight gags, and just to have the hardest laugh you can. And this movie delivers that in pretty much every scene. Now, it's not to say the story is bad. Like, no way. The story is absolutely incredible. And the choice of music in most of the scenes really does work. Also, I'm surprised that they managed to get Porky and Daffy to get along or write a story where these two don't constantly hate each other. Honestly, this isn't a perfect movie, but in terms of the non-perfect movies from this year, this has got to be the closest. I swear, The Day the Earth Blew Up is the kind of comedy that anyone should be willing to watch. And I swear, if you're a fan of the Looney Tunes, you're gonna love this movie. If you're not a fan of the Looney Tunes, I guarantee you're still gonna find at least 8 scenes where you're laughing your ass off. I mean, hell, the romance between Porky and the character of Petunia is truly heartfelt. Honestly, for me, this is a 9.5 out of 10. Okay. Even though I saw the reviews for Christmas with the Kranks beforehand, I knew a lot of people considered this a terrible movie. I still didn't know what to expect, and to be honest, it was alright. I mean, it's not breaking ground for a Christmas movie. It's not gonna be a game changer, but it's a fun movie. Now, if you somehow haven't heard of this movie, Tim Allen and Jamie Lee Curtis play a couple who are spending much of the Christmas holidays planning a cruise that they are intending to take just to avoid spending a ton of money on Christmas. And because of this, their neighborhood decides to go all Hallmark and say, you can't abandon Christmas. You can't abandon the neighborhood for Christmas. Honestly, my big thing is this movie felt like 2 different subplots at the same time. It felt like a Hallmark movie trying desperately not to be a Hallmark movie. And the end of the film, while touching, still gives off vibes of, again, a much more cynical Hallmark Christmas film. Again, the actors were doing good. Many of the characters ranged from obnoxious to unlikable. But overall, I didn't hate it. It was a fun movie. It's nowhere near the best or my favorite Christmas movie, but I'd argue a 6 out of 10 is pretty good. Alright. So, next week is another 3 movie week. Only I'm rolling for 2, and yet again, it's because I'm going to the movies. And honestly, if you look at my past reviews, you'd probably be able to figure out what movie I'm going to see. If you don't have the time, you're just going to have to wait until my next review video. And again, the video with the poll of should I roll for a Christmas Eve movie when I get off of work at 6 that day is still pinned. It'll come down after that week. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching, and as always, y'all stay interesting.